You know that feeling when your electronics just start acting weird? Your radio is suddenly buzzing, or your Wi Fi connection just drops out for no reason at all? Well, we're about to pull back the curtain on a really common cause for all that chaos. And believe me, it's hiding in a place you would never, ever expect.
All right, so before we dive in, just a little context for you. This is actually part 5 of a 10-part tutorial. It's all based on a really thorough report about radio frequency interference in our homes, put together by the experts at RFI Detectives. And today, we're honing in on one chapter that reveals a pretty shocking culprit.
So let's paint a picture. You're at home, minding your own business, and suddenly your favorite gadgets start to glitch out. It's this super frustrating mystery that, believe it or not, is playing out in homes everywhere, every single day. So, what is going on here? Why does the radio suddenly sound like it's full of bees? Or why does your internet conk out right in the middle of a video call? You know, these aren't just random acts of technology failing. There's very often a single, hidden cause behind it all. And you've probably done all the usual troubleshooting, right? You've reset the router, maybe 5 times. You've moved the speakers, unplugged everything in sight. And yet, the ghostly interference just keeps happening. So what on earth are we all missing?
Well, it turns out the source of all this frustration probably isn't some complex, high-tech gadget or a faulty appliance. No, it's something much, much more common. Something we all see and use every single day, hiding right there in plain sight. In fact, the RFI Detectives report calls this out as one of the most significant and fastest growing sources of electronic noise inside our homes. So, you ready for the big reveal?
It's your light bulbs. Yeah, seriously. Specifically those modern, energy-efficient ones we all have now. It sounds completely unbelievable, I know, but the science behind it is actually crystal clear.
Okay, I can hear you asking, how in the world can a light bulb mess with my Wi-Fi? To get it, we actually have to crack one open and look at what's going on inside the base of the bulb itself. See, there is a massive difference in the technology. The old school incandescent bulbs were dead simple. You had a little wire, a filament, it got hot, and it glowed. From an electronic standpoint, it was silent. But modern LED and CFL bulbs, they are a whole different ballgame. They have a complex little piece of electronics inside called a driver. And this electronic driver, that's the troublemaker. It's basically a tiny little power supply that's been crammed into the base of the bulb. Its whole job is to take the high voltage AC power coming from your wall and convert it into the low voltage DC power that the LEDs actually need to light up.
Now, to make that conversion happen, the driver has to switch the power on and off at an incredible speed. We're talking thousands of times every single second. Think about it like a cheap phone charger. You ever plug one in and suddenly a nearby radio gets all staticky? It is the exact same principle. All that rapid-fire switching accidentally broadcasts a whole spectrum of electronic noise, which is what we call radio frequency interference. So this is a uniquely modern problem. Our amazing push for energy efficiency, which is a fantastic thing, has had this really weird, unintended side effect. We filled our homes with dozens of tiny, noisy radio transmitters that we just happen to call light bulbs. The whole problem really took off as we all started switching to LEDs. And again, it's not the LED light itself, it's the electronics needed to make it work. The report points out that the biggest offenders are often the cheaper, lower-cost bulbs because, to save a few pennies, they often skimp on the proper filtering components that are supposed to keep all that electronic noise bottled up. Okay, so let's tie this all together. Why does any of this actually matter to you? Well, because one noisy light bulb might not be a huge deal, but the combined effect of all the lights in your home, that can be a really big problem. There's a quote from the report that just hammers this point home. It's not about a single bad bulb. It's about the total noise floor in your house getting so high that it starts to drown out the signals your other devices really need to catch. So the next time your AM radio starts crackling or your internet just slows to a crawl for no good reason, just look up. The culprit might literally be the thing lighting your room. These devices are often the most sensitive to this kind of invisible interference. So here's a final thought to leave you with. In our big quest for energy efficiency, have we accidentally filled our homes with an invisible fog of electronic static? Are your brightest ideas secretly sabotaging your connectivity? It's definitely something to think about the next time you flip a switch.